Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an absolutely incredible day. To start things off, a blockchain data mining company claims to have cracked Coinbase's cold wallet system to conclude that Coinbase holds nearly 1 million Bitcoin, around 5% of the total supply. Coinbase has constructed a cold wallet library composed of 8,000 to 10,000 BTC addresses. This is what they say. With this already assumed, as there is an unusual number of perfect 10,000 Bitcoin. I mean, come on. Apparently, they have Coinbase has a large number of 10,000 Bitcoin addresses and 5,000 Bitcoin addresses. But what is astonishing is their hot wallet system. Coinbase's hot wallet is very interesting. Unlike other exchanges' hot wallets, which are a fixed address or several fixed ones, Coinbase's hot wallet is one-time use. Most exchanges keep all their coins in one cold wallet system with extreme measures that then taken to protect the private keys of that address. Coinbase probably chops the private keys and then chops the cold wallet itself into many addresses and then perhaps sends it to some Swiss bunker. I don't even discount any of that. The hot wallet bit itself, however, is a finding because it suggests that they may be using a very complex and sophisticated system to keep the Bitcoin moving in and out of the Coinbase while maintaining their inaccessibility to outsiders. Long and story short, the news, you know how we always have I think we have two of them in this video. The news that was kind of everywhere news, this was one of the newses that was everywhere news. Long story short, people are always trying to figure out who cryptocurrency addresses belong to. I had speculated for a while that Coinbase held a lot of Bitcoin. I didn't know it was nearly 1 million Bitcoin out of the, 18 million that have been mined and the 12 million that are probably still in existence according to all the other firms. And this is, I mean, one of the main things that keeps popping up for me, and a lot of times I just don't put it into videos anymore because it's just completely ludicrous, is that there are a lot of firms and websites and places and people who look for whale movements, but they make sure to note these whale movements whenever it's kind of convenient for them, or when prices are going up or when prices are going down. And the most times that we've usually seen people talking about the whales moving their coins is when prices are going up, i.e. Bitcoin's almost at 14,000. Did you guys all see that someone moved 3.5 billion XRP at the exact same time? Who was the whale who moved 215 million Bitcoin? There's always the same exact thing. And then what ends up happening is that people get afraid because this money ends up moving around and people don't know if the money's moving on to different crypto exchanges, if people are going to sell it, if it's all going to go away. I think what Coinbase has done is, first of all, this needs to be done. For those of you who were not here many moons ago and don't know what Mt. Gox is, I'm pretty sure a lot of you know what Mt. Gox is. I got that point. It's that we have had many a cryptocurrency exchange be hacked. However, we're at the point right now, even if Bitcoin's not 20,000, even if Bitcoin's not 100,000, if someone owns 5,000 Bitcoin, and those 5,000 Bitcoin gets lost, someone's going to be very angry. So one of the first main crypto exchanges was known as Mt. Gox, and the guy, bless his little heart, I think he had all the Bitcoin on one computer. So as people were hacking it, it was just like one fell swoop and a whole bunch of it was just completely gone. So this is probably why, if they have 1 million Bitcoin, why it's shuffled around and cut up into complete 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. Anyway, that's one of the news that's everywhere news, because, I mean, you know, I like these numbers. I like to get information as to when we have these numbers, how many coins are floating around, how many coins are not floating around. This makes Coinbase one of the most powerful institutions on this planet. Where is the number? Does it even have it in this one? Nope. It had it on another website. I think they control what was like $8.6 billion that they have. Here we go. Yeah. It says right here. Coinbase holds 8 billion Bitcoin, $8 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's a lot of money for a company that's only been around for like 6-7 years to actually have in their possession. And the question then always goes, what if Bitcoin does a 10x? They're holding 80 billion. You know how much $80 billion, how much $8 billion is? You know how much $1 billion is? Anyway, that's the Coinbase, lot of money, million Bitcoin, hot, cold wallet news for all of you today. Next up, Ukrainian authorities will be able to block crypto wallets in order to seize illegally obtained assets, a notice on the country's Ministry of Finance has said. Oksana Markarova, Ukraine's finance minister, reportedly said that the State Financial Monitoring Service of Ukraine, SFMS, will be the responsible authority for tracking the sources of origins of funds on citizens' crypto wallets. How wonderful. As part of the regulatory policy, the SFMS will be able to not only find out the origin of crypto, but also detect how those funds have been spent. Oh, wow, I love that part. Markarova said in a January 23rd report placed on the official website of Ukraine's finance ministry. Markarova, once again, who has been serving as Ukraine's finance minister since 2018, initially told the news in an interview with local news publication MC Today. The text on the report on Ukraine's finance ministry website is basically a copy of the original report. Wonderful. Here's the other article talking about it. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says Ukraine to oversee crypto transactions. Any transaction above $1,200 US. They see opportunities in legalization and not any risks in what they're doing. This was bound to happen. We can't all assume that all countries will get it or that they'll... I mean, to be completely frank, is anyone actually surprised at this? As I was reading this, did anyone gasp and clutch their pearls as I was giving you this information? There are a lot of countries out there in general, and there are a lot of them who want to maintain control. I don't think we have a situation right now on this planet where any country is like, well, I mean, Bitcoin exists. Maybe we should just let our citizens have the power. And I'm sure some of you even chuckled because it seems so far-fetched that any government will, not strangle the people living within their borders. The entire point is it becomes worrisome because all you have to do as a government is declare something as illegal to be able to seize things legally. Anyway, we are continuously getting major amounts of news from different countries as to exactly how they're going to treat cryptocurrencies. A lot of them are very worrying, and I know in my heart that a lot of the countries who are implementing and starting these laws see no problem with it, because at the end of it, they think that they're protecting people by stopping them from spending their own money. However, once again, borders are not really real. They are imaginary lines that are drawn by people who have money. And you can always just hop over one and bring your computer and go live in another place that is more fair, is the way to say it. Let's move on. Also in news that is everywhere news, the proposed Bcash mining charges have stoked revolutionary voices. Revolutionary voices from the community. Miners have turned furious ever since the CEO of BTC Top, Jiang Tsuor, proposed a rather contentious 12.5% charge on the mining reward to support the Bcash developer community. Does this sound familiar? Remember a couple of days ago, Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin, came forward and said that he would like to propose a 1% fee on the mining of Litecoin to be able to support the Litecoin Foundation. So now we have the people from Bcash trying to propose a 12.5% charge on mining reward to support the Bcash developer community. The BTC mining charges have left I guess it's BTC Top mining charges, the guy from this whatever, have left a bitter taste in the mouth, especially for the miner community. It is also seen as an effort to bring taxation clauses at the BTC mining level itself. Now an opposing miner group has threatened to fork out of Bcash. Wow. Revolutionary. If the proposal is stoked any further towards reality, a group of European and North American miners have opposed the plan vehemently. They collectively represent around 1.5 exahashes, 1.6 exahashes, and they claim they will be touching the 2.5 mark soon. That's wonderful. They have proposed an alternative Bcash pool for miners who do not adhere to Bcash mining charges. 1% of their income will be donated to the development support team. The anonymous group has been classified as a staunch Bcash proponent ever since the first days of the cryptocurrency. They also mentioned how the lack of community support has ensured huge decisions like Bcash mining charges and being proposed without any opposition because there is no Bcash community. So many of these coins don't. I think people think that their coins have more support than they actually have. A lot of the people who support Bcash are the same exact people who in 2017 voted to actually fork the thing. We know that it's not being used. We know that there are no apps being built on top of it that are used en masse. No one's using the smart contracts. We know exactly where the transactions are coming from. It's coming from 2 addresses. They want to remain anonymous since they can face backlash from the 4 signatories who have proposed the said plan. First of all, working backwards, if you are in anything that is supposed to be decentralized and you are afraid that you can't talk up openly, I'm going to tell you, you are not in something that's decentralized. Surprise! You should be able to raise your hand. I don't care what coin you're in. It could be XRP, it could be BTC, it could be ABC, it could be any coin out there. If you have a problem in a decentralized platform, a decentralized world, a decentralized platform, you should be able to raise your hand without fear of being struck back because you've said something that was on your mind. Moving forward, I think I saw a number of articles come out like an hour after these articles had started popping up, where Roger Ver had said that he was deciding to backtrack and not announce his support for the 12.5% because he didn't want another fork. And I assure you now, boys and girls, it has nothing to do with the integrity of Bcash. It has nothing to do with the proposal being far too much. If people had raised their hands and said, I'm totally fine with 12.5%, 12.5% would have gone through. What they're afraid of is another fork on their coin that is a fork of another coin. And when that happens, you lose all credibility. There's a reason why, and I say a prayer for some people. I want it to happen, I'll be completely honest with you, because it would just show how fraudulent the entire thing continues to be. Regardless of what blockchain you're on, you should be able to, this is such a deep conversation and I'm going to try and end it in about 12 sentences. The entire point is, I would love if Bcash got forked, because what's going to end up happening is that other Bcash fork next year would also then be forked, and we would have multiple forks of forks that no one would still end up using, and everyone would still, I promise you, would still make sure to use the Bitcoin name just so they could gain recognition. Because think about it this way. How many of you, the only reason we still hear about Bcash or BSV is because there's a B in front of it, because it has the name Bitcoin. If they had chosen MaxiCoin Cash or Breadcoin Satoshi's Vision, none of you would even think of touching these coins. It is because someone told you that they think, or that you should think, that it's Bitcoin, and therefore this is why they're still in the news. The entire point being, to finish it off, what's that guy? What's the guy who always had the people on his show who were fighting? Jerry Springer. Didn't he have like a final thought or something like that? My final thought is, I'm pretty sure they're going to backtrack on this very quick. It was a cash grab. They're probably running out of money and aren't able to tell other people that they're running out of money. Remember the situation that we heard last year from Bitmain, the people who were the largest mining company in the entire world, is that they were shutting off their support for Bcash and planned on selling off a lot of their Bcash, and I believe Litecoin as well, to be able to pay the light bill. There was no mention of them selling off Bitcoin. It was all the other altcoins. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Bakkt is in the news. Blockchain firm Bakkt stole the show at the sideline of the World Economic Forum, held in Davos, Switzerland, by announcing the launch of its new consumer application that would look very much like a fintech such app as PayPal offers. Moreover, it will support all forms of digital assets in addition to cryptocurrencies. Ooh. Bakkt, the physically settled Bitcoin futures contract exchange created by the Intercontinental Exchange, is changing the way and manner in which crypto assets are perceived globally. The firm has stated clearly that its digital or latest consumer app supports all forms of digital assets and it sees them as a digital form of value rather than a super volatile investment vehicle. Speaking at the event, the president of Bakkt, Adam White, explained that the new application will treat cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and altcoins as any other form of digital value. White also noted that the app will allow users to manage their other digital goods and products such as equity and loyalty reward points. This is going to be a lot. Notably, the new Bakkt consumer app will have some exciting features such as equity trading, a portal for retailers, and an extensive range of other digital assets, making it an all-in-one fintech app. International custody services, blah, 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 resolutions. Okay. No time frame as to when this is going to launch. It says they're going to launch it sometime in 2020. I will give you the time frame of before summer. We should probably know the exact date. I'm sure the fact that they mentioned this at Davos is probably causing them to scratch their neck furiously because they want to release this app so bad. If this app is going to do all these things that it says, especially because I assure you, the fact that the word PayPal is here, they're going to try, if the New York Stock Exchange, Bakkt, ICE, Intercontinental Exchange, if they can smash PayPal into the ground, they are going to try to do so. They would love to get all the money that flows through PayPal flowing through them. I'm going to assume this is probably going to be an app where you are going to be able to not only trade stocks and bonds, they will be digitally versions of those stocks and bonds, equity, and I'm sure as time goes on, they're definitely going to also add these things as well. The main point is going to be when they add cryptocurrencies. When they say, for a fact, the people from Bakkt sometime this year will release this app and they are going to tell us which coins they're going to have on there. That is going to be the golden moment for everyone. And I remember in 2018, the end of 2018, when I said, when Bakkt launches, when Bakkt is fully blooming, and we know that it's more than just Bitcoin, and they announce we're adding this, we're adding that. If they announce 5 altcoins, those altcoins are probably going to surge. I'm not going to say it'll happen immediately. I'm not going to say they're all going to hit at $3 bajillion overnight, but people will start paying more attention because the New York Stock Exchange has released an app that has all of these coins on top of it. So I'm expecting this to be absolutely major. I did not see a lot of news about this floating around, even though this is probably a lot of the news that people should be paying attention to. I think a lot of people have... I think people are sometimes fatigued over the Bakkt news, as far as we were expecting Bitcoin's price to surge after the official launch of Bakkt. It was lackluster as far as their so-and-so and the futures options and the blah, 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 so-and-so. You need to understand what money is flowing behind this. How much money was sitting in the room at Davos? How much money was at the World Economic Forum? All these people have heard this. People have come up to them and said, I am going to give you $1 million because I want to be a part of this. How many other companies and so are accumulating? It's madness. Once again, I think people will get it. It may be too late for a lot of people. However, this is going to be major. Say what you want. I don't really care at this point because it's abundantly clear that cryptocurrencies are going to be the new form of wealth. If you can't see that, not my problem. I'm going to assume, assumption time, that they're going to have Bitcoin. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Ethereum. Ethereum has been getting too much attention lately. There's far too much attention on that. I'm going to stick my neck out, and I'm a good 50-50 on this one. The third coin is probably going to be Bcash. Why? For the same exact reason that other people are adding Bcash onto their platforms, not because it's being used, but because if the people from the New York Stock Exchange have been accumulating Bitcoin since 2014, like they told us when the fork happened in 2017, they're probably holding tens of hundreds of thousands of Bcash. If the price of Bcash rises because they list it onto their platform, these people are making tens of millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions, yada, yada, yada. You know the whole story. I'm 50-50 as well on Ethereum Classic, not because I want it on there. Same exact idea, the fork. I knew a couple of people years ago who had around 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 Ethereum because they got it when it was like 80 cents or something like that. The fork happened, Ethereum Classic was whatever given to people, and they then had 5,000 Ethereum Classic. If Ethereum Classic goes up to, in the future, $100, you've made money from doing absolutely nothing. Don't hate me, but I don't think XRP is going to be one of the very first ones, simply because on other platforms, other coins are being added, but XRP is constantly being stepped over because I think the SEC and the CFTC have as of yet now not given proper clarity on it. I could see Litecoin being added to it, and they could also surprise me and simply just add in the top 13 coins onto their platform. Either way, it's going to be absolutely huge, and I think there's going to be a bit of a future struggle between Coinbase and Bakkt. I think Coinbase is probably going to win, but I think Bakkt obviously wants to be able to corner as many markets as possible because money. Money makes money, and money. Let's move on. For those of you who have not been paying attention or have been living under a digital rock, the title reads, Bitcoin's best quarter one since 2013 will escalate if Bitcoin's 9,500 price is broken. Bitcoin is currently at, 9,300? Somewhere around there. It says, following huge $1,200 gain in 3 days, can Bitcoin finally reach 10,000? BTC price analysis and overview. A lot of people have been looking at the price of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's price last couple of days, I think this morning, I think we hit 9,400, which is very close to 9,500. And people have been saying if we can maintain, I think the number was, if we can maintain over 9,300 or 9,200, so one of those numbers for the next 2 or 3 days, consistently close the day, air quotes, there is no real closure to the cryptocurrency market, but you get the close of the market time frame, and consistently hold that number, then Bitcoin looks like it is going to move above 95 and try to aim for 97. This is when we start getting that whole anxious feeling. Is it going to happen? Because if Bitcoin goes over 10,000, everyone thinks that that'll be it. That's the cause of the panic. Everyone completely starts losing their minds and starts trying to buy as much as possible because that magical 10,000 has once again been hit. We'll see. Time will tell. It is Tuesday, Wednesday. My gosh. We'll see by Saturday. I'm expecting a bit of a downturn during the weekend. This is typically what happens. Everyone goes to sleep, hibernates until Monday, and then the prices start moving up again. But yeah, Bitcoin looks poised, as they say, for a strong move upward. And to kind of finish things off, what a tangled web we weave. For those of you not looking at the screen, Mr. McAfee, the one and only, has declared that it is indeed Bitcoin that is the true SHIT coin. John McAfee, who previously made a daring prediction that Bitcoin will reach $1 million by the end of this year, continues his recently negative stance against the largest cryptocurrency. For those of you who do not know, Mr. McAfee announced in 2015 something number that he loves Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the key to the future. Bitcoin is the key to salvation, monetary, blah, 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 blah. He was so confident, he said that he was sure that Bitcoin was going to hit 100,000 US dollars. People were like, no way. Bitcoin hit 20,000, and he was like, I told you. When Bitcoin hit 20,000, he said by the end of 2020, Bitcoin would reach $1 million US dollars. About a good 4 weeks ago, that is the very end of 2019, Mr. McAfee came forward again and said he was certain, based on his numbers, that Bitcoin was going to hit $2 million per coin by the end of this year. You may remember, said if it hits $1 million, or if it does not hit $1 million, he would eat his body part. And I don't even have to explain which one, because we all know. This could be your first time hearing about this, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. The point to be made is that it is fairly clear to many people who have eyes and can see numbers that Bitcoin is probably not going to hit $1 million. Then again, I mean, who actually knows? I mean, really, who knows? However, based off of numbers and science, there's no science there. Bitcoin is probably, maybe, if we're lucky, going to hit anywhere between 20 to 50,000. That's my high hope. The last couple of days, Mr. McAfee, I think, has come to the conclusion that Bitcoin is not going to reach these astronomical numbers, and has such turned his back on Bitcoin and has started to once again promote a number of altcoins that he probably should not be promoting. For those of you not looking at the screen, never forget the internet exists. This says John McAfee will no longer promote ICOs. He has cited SEC threats. This was in the middle of 2018. Mr. McAfee, for those of you who don't know, and a couple of other YouTubers who have either disappeared or I think are maybe still making videos. I know there's one that people told me he's still making videos, and every day there's a brand new coin he's trying to promote. Shame on thee. Mr. McAfee was promoting a new coin every single day, and I mean every day. Telling people to buy this, you gotta, man, you gotta get on it. In April, McAfee revealed he was charging $105,000 per tweet to promote cryptocurrency projects and products. This guy made an immense amount of money off of telling people to buy coins that you have never even heard of, or that you've heard of, and no one's ever going to use. I assume he made millions if he was doing daily text. Can you imagine? Imagine writing a tweet and getting $100,000 for it? The point is, not that he was ever to be, what's the word? Take whatever McAfee says with a grain of salt. I think he is used to the attention. I think he's used to people listening to what he says, regardless of if he's promoting scams or not. I think realistically, it's probably just a fear. Nobody wants to eat themselves. So here's why. And the issue that I also have is that a lot of other cryptocurrency websites make sure to make like a whole fiasco of it. That this man is talking negatively about Bitcoin. Yeah, so does Peter Schiff, so does Craig Wright, so does Roger Ver, so do many other people who aren't relevant in anyday life. How often do you wake up and you're like, what did John McAfee say about Bitcoin today? Probably never. You don't care about these people. These people don't pay your rent. You don't. Who cares about what these people have to say? How many people were talking negatively about Bitcoin in 2011, 2012, 2013? None of these people have Bitcoin, and they still talk negatively about Bitcoin because they're still broke. The entire point being, Mr. McAfee's news was all over the place because we're supposed to pay attention. If you've ever seen documentaries or videos about stuff this man has done, you would probably not be listening to him as well. Anyway, there was also that other, who was the other person? That guy, somebody a couple of years ago, I think he took his grandmother's money, put it into Bitcoin. He got 1,000 of them or something. He had several thousand, and now he has 1,000 Bitcoin. He also came out a couple days ago talking about that BCH was the true Bitcoin. It's like, sit down. I'm so tired of the stupidity in the space. It's too much. And I think, you know what I think is causing it? I'll be honest with you. I think because prices aren't moving, I think people are actually losing their minds, and I think people are trying to stay relevant in any single way possible that they can. Going as far as saying, yo, eat yourself. You're Satoshi Nakamoto. Can you prove it? Yeah, I can. Wait, I'm waiting for a delivery boy. who's going to have numbers on him. Okay, that's totally fine. Like, it's always something. The point being, this was also everywhere. Take it how you will. It's John McAfee. I'm sure. Wait, 4, 8, 12, 16. Give it by the if Bitcoin is surging as we near May, the month, I expect McAfee to be like, Bitcoin is the only thing that's going to save humanity. It's probably going to happen again. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Changololo Tsongololo Nostromo, Mr. Pickles, John Starson, the Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Barebones Mining, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohair Maroney, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Niels, Jared Schneider, Wise Now to Owl, Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Milweezy, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Nicholas Renault, One Peace, One Love, Damian Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Crypto Beer Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch, Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes, 2 Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, ARF Medic 17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigara Machonisa. Thank you all very, very much for your support. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently at $9,300 US. A bit of a dip in price from the 94.50 where we were. I think people know that 9,500 is a big breaking point, and therefore this is why we typically see these falls down. However, the point to be made is that we were just below 9,000, which is what people were waiting for. And be patient. We are now above 9,000. We're at 93.05, where we were not yesterday. So be happy for what we have. A lot of the market, after this little slip right here in Bitcoin's price, have started to fall down. They're not seemingly as strong as they were just a couple of hours ago. Ethereum Classic has more trading volume than it did yesterday. Sure, I think a lot of coins are waiting to see what's going to happen. That entire, remember 2018, the entire decoupling we were waiting for with all the other coins from Bitcoin? It's nice to see how well that went. Bitcoin has its own gravitational pull. It's actually insane how much it affects everything else around it. But I guess it's only logical in a market that is still trying to grow. I do hope that you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.